Memoir of a Snail is a stop-motion animated film directed by Adam Elliott. I've seen Mary and Max back in the day, and most recently I watched a short called Harvey Crumpet, which won him the Oscar. This one is a different sort of tale, a little bit repetitive and very similar in theme, but this one's about Grace Pudel. She is a snail memorabilia collecting misanthrope, a misfit, and her best friend dies, an older woman named Pinky. So she buries Pinky in the yard, I guess, and we go back to how Grace grew up. She was a twin with Gilbert, her brother, and their father, who ended up passing. So the two of them had to be separated and have a hard life in the foster care system in different parts of the country. So Gilbert, he grew up on a weird apple orchard family, a very religious family that embezzled money from their own children that were adopted. They're basically child slaves, essentially. And Gilbert does not like living there. And meanwhile, Gracie, she has to live with another family who are always away. And she basically only really was able to survive by meeting Pinky, an old woman who has a very vivacious life, who sort of teaches her to try to see the best in life and live life. However, Gracie meets a man and a husband and marries him, and it's all a lot of stuff going on. Adam Elliott describes his films as a tragic comedy. This one has a few similar themes, such as nudists and self-harm that he had in Mary and Max and Harvey Crumpet. So there's a lot of similar themes that we've seen before. It's autobiographical and mainly based off his own mother. But our character Gracie definitely goes through some hard stuff, and the movie I felt like was a little bit too cloying for my taste. Bad stuff kept happening to our main character, and it was really rough and brutal and emotional, but it felt a little bit emotionally manipulative, even though it's supposed to be like a story of hope. It just felt a little bit forced, but that's it's fine. And there's a lot, and since it's a movie, there's a lot more things dedicated to little side characters that feel kind of off or weird, or for example, Gilbert keeps saying like he wants to be a magician. So they just keep cutting to him being in Paris as an adult and doing all this stuff, and I felt like it was just a way for the animator to indulge in certain flashbacks or fantasy aspects, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just felt a little superfluous at times, padding out the story. But overall, it's okay. It's a good, hopeful message wrapped around some harsher topics. It was nominated for an Oscar last year, but I thought it was just all right. So I give Memoir of a Snail a 6 out of 10.